Something tells me this person's not going to want to be recorded. It's good to keep going and hustling and moving every day, but to take a break and truly reflect. How am I doing? It's important. My largest ROI, return on investment, really boils down to just 3 things. If you get bored at all throughout the video, make sure you watch this specific section because this has the most value for you, and I know it can change your life. Today I'm going to Canada, and I usually go about 2 to 4 times a year depending on how much insulin I use. Now, I'm a diabetic. I've been a diabetic since I was 7 years old, and I go to Canada because the insulin is significantly cheaper. It's around $35 to $40 a vial of insulin, which will last me a week and a half, 2 weeks. And then in the US, it's about $200 per vial of insulin. Sometimes you can find them for $130, $150, $200, sometimes even more. So this is why I go to Canada. And then also insulin has different brands. So there's different kinds. So the specific kind I use, those are the price differences. Now, you're coming along with me so I can show you how easy it is to go to Canada, get insulin, and come back for a third of the price. And then also just get to vlog the time. So strap in. Now, I'd be lying if I said I was only going to Canada for insulin, because the truth is, truthfully, the real reason I'm also going to Canada is so that I can have a spiritual retreat with God. I love that I can spend time with God every day and I get to pray and read my Bible, but I just miss out on who He wants me to truly be if I don't set aside intentional time to hear from Him. Because when we pray, we talk to God in this, I'm talking to Him, but I'm not listening back way. And then when we read the Bible, that's our way to understand what He's saying, but do we truly sit and listen to what He wants? And I'm not good at doing that. And so when I'm already having to set aside a few hours to go to Canada and just drive and think and listen, then this is also a great time for me just to be like, God, how can I hear from you better? What do you want to reveal to me that I'm missing? And that sort of thing. So brought my Bible, brought a journal, and I have some quiet time with Him.
Thank you for stopping. What can we get started for you today?
Hey, may I please have a large iced coffee, but no ice in it? Just large black iced coffee?
Large black ice coffee.
Yes, please.
You can go ahead and pull for me.
Thank you.
How are you?
Doing good. Is it hot in there or are you staying cool?
I'm actually cold.
Thanks so much. Appreciate
Have
it.
a great day.
You too. Now some of you are like, bruh, large ice, black coffee, what the heck is that? And I agree. So it's 99 degrees right now, and Ohio's not known to get this hot in the summers. Okay, mid to high 80s and then low 90s, but bro, almost 100 degrees. This is not what Ohio's known for. So a cold drink, I usually just bring black coffee. That's just my stick. Just drink black coffee. But if I want something cold, but I don't want any sweetener or anything in it, then the next best thing is an iced black coffee. So boom. I'm about to leave on the drive, and I'm just so excited to just listen to God and be very expectant. The next clip, you shall see me at the Canadian border. It's about an hour and a half away, and we'll show you that part. All right, we're getting close to the Canada entry point, so I wanted to get some footage of us getting across the bridge and all that stuff. This isn't the bridge part, but we're just getting close to the customs check, and it's cool to see that part. So the camera will be jumping around a little bit, but that's just part of it, and joy. So whenever you're getting close to this kind of stuff, you have to know that you're going to get questioned. Why are you coming into our country? What's the purpose? So my purpose is medication, and you have to have your passport. Having a script, like a script for medication, is necessary as well. It's not absolutely necessary, but it's definitely helpful. And just being honest with them, hey, this is exactly why I'm coming here, and all that stuff. So it's called the Ambassador Bridge. That's which connects America, or the United States, to Canada, at least in this like that I'm at. So got to pay for the toll, of course. Right. Hello. How you doing? Good. How are you, man?
Oh.
Cool. All right.
You know what? I'm ready for winter, but other than that, that's all right.
Yeah. Cool.
Appreciate that. First time crossing?
I've crossed before.
You're good. There should be no wait on the other side, okay?
Thank you. There it is. You should be able to see that. Ambassador Bridge. Yeah, it's 1:18 p.m. and it's not busy because this is a Tuesday. If you go on the weekends, it's going to be busier. If you go on holiday seasons, so this is late June. This is like June, I don't know, 25th or something like that. So not a particularly busy season or anything. Falls obviously is in Canada. Don't know when the busy season for Niagara would be. For some reason, I think it would be fall, but I'll come up to the customs check, and if you get someone that is nonsense, that they are, hey, why are you here? Are you sure that's why you're here? Do you have any weapons in your car whatsoever? And then other times you get a guy that's like, man, why are you coming? Great. Well, either way, the reason they do it is because they have a no weapon policy in Canada, and don't want any suspicion for what you're bringing in or why you're coming in. Here we go. Sometimes this is packed out with a ton of cars. Like have a several minute, meaning 10, 30-minute wait. This is real good. So this is what it looks like here. I'm gonna have to ask them if we can record this when we get up to the spot, because they might say no, and I'll just turn the camera off. When you're crossing borders, you need your passport, and I have a script in case they want to see that as well. They're gonna question the reason I'm here, all that stuff. I'll need that for later. Great. How you doing? Great. What also helps too, you want to do everything you can to lower the suspicion for any reason that they would stop you. Because even if you're innocent, they could still stop you and say, hey, you know what, you want to SWAT your car. We're gonna check it for everything. When you get up to the spot, rolling all windows down, say, hey, you're welcome to look at my car through all angles, instead of just like the window or anything like that. These things help. All these things lower suspicion, raise the trust, because this is a 1 minute interaction to see, is this guy in our country or not? Or if you crack in the window, if you're being all like, and it just gives them more reasons to stop you. So all these things add up. They also have a bunch of cameras out, so that scan your license plate. They're looking, I don't know if any of these are any more than just, like there's some heavy duty cameras. I don't wonder if any of these like infrared scanners or anything else in them. Not sure. Something tells me this person's not gonna want to be recorded. Hello, I have a YouTube channel. Are you okay if I record this?
No, I'm not actually.
Okay, I'll turn it off.
Thank you.
Can I hand you these? All right, so as I expected, they did not want to be recorded, which makes sense. Plus, I think it's just raises suspicion. They're like, why are you filming? All that stuff. So I had all my, for them, and just transparent, windows down. Like I just film. I like to do some vlogs and stuff. So to the veteran who's crossed borders, they're like, that's just the stupid thing to do. But that's how you learn, man. So anyways, we're in Windsor, Canada now. We're on our way to the Walmart in Windsor. Yeah, all I need to do is bring my payment, my script from my doctor as backup, because they don't need that, but sometimes people want to see that. And then we're good to go. So word of wisdom is do the least suspicious things as possible, even if that's including any kind of like remote vlogging. Yeah, wouldn't want to live in Canada, I'll tell you that. Certain parts of Canada are very, they're known for bear country, having bears around. And it's common in some parts of Canada to leave the door to your home open so that if you're ever being chased by a bear, you can run to someone's home, the nearest home, and the door will be open. Listen, do I know this to be factual? Absolutely not, but that's what I've heard. They're very quick, very dangerous, and I know that they've gone into cars. They can break into homes as well, but when you have a building to run to that you can get in, helpful. Another reason why I wouldn't live in Canada, but visit.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left.
I always park pretty far because I do not trust Walmart drivers. Well, drivers in general are hard to trust. So I just park far and do that. Now, I think the wise thing here is for me just to cut this clip here, and then I'll just come back once I have the insulin. Much as I like vlogging as much as I can, I do want to be cautious of how, what's the right word? It feels like egotistical. That might be the word I'm looking for. But getting the insulin from Walmart just does not seem like a valuable piece. So I'll come back, see you in a minute. Target acquired. So now the journey back home, but I do want to, just for a moment on the drive up here, I was able to have some time with God. And I think this is important to say because I genuinely thought that this time with God of reflecting and asking God and just sitting in silence was going to be a revelation of something that I'm not doing that I should be doing, or like mystery that has been revealed. And that was the case for what I'm about to say, but it surprised me because when I worked at Chick-fil-A, they would always say, be brilliant at the basics. Be exceptional about the minimum things that you need to do instead of being mediocre at 1,000 things. And that is when it dawned on me by the grace of God that if you want to have a relationship with someone, you have to spend time with them. And nobody likes a one-sided relationship where one person is not talking because the other person is just shouting about how their day went, what they want to do, what their dreams and goals are, reminiscing on the past, but there is no interaction. It's just a one-sided conversation. And that's what it's been with my relationship with God this past at least month. And yet I'm curious about why I'm feeling distant. That's diabolical. I think that's the correct use of that word there. Because how can I be surprised that my relationship isn't growing when I'm not doing the basic parts of growing a relationship with God? You can pray all you want, but if you're not reading the word, how am I supposed to understand who God is more? How am I supposed to be reminded of his promises of my identity, which is in him, right? And so that was just incredible. And I wanted to share that with you because, yeah, you get muffled when you get busy. But the first part is being aware and the second part is taking action. So I was aware that I was feeling stagnant in this relationship with God, but I'm like, I have to do something about it. I have to. And so that's when it came, all right, I just need time alone with him, time to reflect. And then now even coming to the realization, okay, I just need to spend time every day with him because I haven't been doing that, and then do it. So that's awesome. Now there's a part 2 of this where I have a journal, and probably after I cross the border on my way back, I'm going to just write out all the things that I'm doing every day and week, and then take from that list almost like all these words, right? And then I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna put them in 2 categories. Ones that are important and ones that are not important. And then I just have to choose to say no to the things that are not important and say yes to the things that are. Because if all the non-important things right now are replacing my important time with God, then that's not okay. So, yep, I'm gonna drop the border, get on my way back. So, and I'm gonna spend some more time. So, see you then. We are now at our reflection part of today. So we're back in the States. We are about 30 to 40 minutes from home. And I like to think that your environment definitely shapes how you think, how you work, how you can reflect on things. And so oftentimes when you go on a reflection or even just personal reflection or whatever, going in nature is just so nice. So because I live in Ohio with a bunch of cornfields and not many mountains or trails or anything, or beaches, I am at a place called Luna Pier, which is a place in Michigan that has this man-made beach and like this pier that you can go and walk on and some benches and stuff. So I'm going to eat lunch here, journal some notes, and just spend a little while here. So it is also very hot outside, so I probably won't get a ton of footage outside because the camera will overheat, but it'll be a good time. So peace. All right, I just scouted out a great spot that we can get lunch and do some reflection on. And I'll get some shots. I think this is a neat spot. Plus, you get I like these spots too because books are going away in general, but they have this idea that you just a book from here, you don't even rent it, you just borrow a book. So right here is like those community public book things, and I've opened them up and looked through them. I haven't ever taken one because I'm not going to come back here very often. But 2, they're usually not super interesting. Well, they probably are, but not my genre, I guess you could say. So, it's a hot day. It's in 95 degrees, but got my lunch box. And we're gonna eat some food and some reflection. So the question is, I love to go journal by the pier, but that's in direct sunlight. And it sounds amazing, but I'll just be sweating so much. So we can still do that. It'll just be a hot time. So we'll see. we forget so easily the era that we live in. In the Bible, there's King Solomon, who is the wisest and wealthiest man to ever live and whoever lived and who's ever going to live. Like, period. Wealth ratio, even if the money was weighed differently back then, the ratio of wealth that he had far surpassed anything. And yet we, like the majority of very least Americans, live better than he lived. And he was the wealthiest man in the entire world. And in 21st century, we live better than the richest man and the wisest man in the world. Like, just life is so much better. Running water, vehicles that go, like, man, revolutionized. Like, if you want to meet your friend 30 minutes away, that's 30 minutes away drive time. 30 minutes away by a horse, who knows how long that is. Maybe it's a couple hours, maybe it's more. It depends, like, the mileage, I guess. So I'm able to go in nature and just, like, reflect on, like, how you are, where you are at in life. When I was growing up, my dad would always tell me, he said, don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to the man that you know you be. And when we're all starting this journey of self-improvement, it can be inspiring to compare yourself to people in the position that you want to be at, because it motivates you, it gets you going, it gives you, like, some goal to hit. But there's a point on that journey when you start matching people or surpassing them. And then comparison starts becoming, I'm better than that person. And even if it's the opposite, where you're always comparing yourself and everyone's better, that's not super healthy either. But when you can always say, who can I be? Who's the man or woman I can be? And it's such a shift, because you know right now, I know right now, can be, what you could have said, stuff like that, what you will say in the future. And that's important. It's good to, like, keep going and hustling and moving every day, but to take a break and truly reflect. How am I doing? It's important. We're gonna walk over to the pier. We'll set this up. We'll get some shots. Something pretty like this is just awesome. There's a beach to the right, but I'm not trying to film any beach people. Try to snag a bench over here. We're actually getting to the end of this journal. I use it for note-taking scripture occasionally, but it's really just self-reflection, some scripture notes, other things. But it's not like a daily, or it's not like a like list type of journal. Because I write the date on it, write down my thoughts for that day, or, you know. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you could subscribe, that means a lot. I get to see people who are supporting this and want to see more. And if this meant anything to you, or if you learned something, I'd comment that. I read those, and it helps me make better videos for you. Thank you. It's almost like when you're in a building, your brain and mind are just limited to what that building can hold. But when you're in nature, you just think and you can just wanders, and it's just really good. Really like it out here. My largest ROI, return on investment, really boils down to just 3 things. Waking up early, regardless of what I do when I wake up early, like regardless, I just have like 2-4 hours of uninterrupted time to work on whatever I want. So let's just say I work on a low like return investment task, but the fact that I was up early and I'm not going to be interrupted by anything, like, but whether, like, regardless if it's like notable to be interrupted by, it's just like so nice. So that's the first thing. The first greatest return on investment is waking up early. The second greatest return on investment for me is time with Jesus. Actually, shoot, let's redo that. My top 3 largest return on investments. The first one is spending each day with Jesus. Because when I do this, not only do I like take the burden off myself and put it on him, I'm like, feel, because I'm reminding myself that I can trust a God that can do anything. The second largest return on investment each day is waking up early. Because regardless of what I do in those first 2 to 4 hours, it's going to be uninterrupted. And that's just so beautiful. And the last, number 3, third largest return on investment I can do every day is just eating healthy. Because eating healthy, not only does it give me like a boost that I'm doing something good, but I also get mental clarity. Like when you eat less carbs, you just think clearer. And this is factual, I'm not making up some stupid stuff. So those are my top 3 return on investments. And when I see, like, there's some things that are good to do each day, but now that I know that there's top 3 things that makes each day the best it can be, now I have 3. Now I've locked down 3. And that's just like, that helps me so much. So there's been several questions I've been asking myself. It's, what does the perfect day look like? What does a mature day look like? Like doing things, hard things, especially when you don't feel like it. Yeah. And the last question, what are the largest return on investment things I can do every day? And I basically have like a bank. It's like this massive page filled with everything that I do in a week. Like everything, every big thing, every large time investment. And now I get the privilege of going through each one and saying, continue or discontinue. And from here moving forward, just execute. Awareness is nothing without execution. It's like this goes, intention without action is an insult to those who think the best of you. And that's so true. That's going to end today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe would be super helpful. And I'll see you guys in the next one. What a great day. Some people on their off days, they like to just sit and chill. And that's completely valid. Like I but man, just having a time of reflection in nature or just somewhere other than the normal fast-paced lifestyle is just so nice. So anybody that's a farmer or lives somewhere other than fast-paced city life, props to you. This is very enjoyable.